As the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament finished, Tambourine did the unthinkable. He attacked Goku's sister Chi-Chi and murdered her in cold blood. When Goku finds her lifeless body, he holds her, screaming into the sky. Goku wipes away his tears, calls Nimbus over, jumps on, and in a rage-filled fury, goes right towards Tambourine's location. Let's get into What If Ox King Raised Goku, Part 4. As Tambourine senses Goku's power level, he flies as fast as quick as he can, fearing for his life. He can sense the power that Goku has. He currently is suffering heavily from a rage boost, making his power level double, if not tripled what it was. He catches up to Tambourine in no time, and lands a kick right to his face. He's sent flying through mountains, but it's not so fast that Goku can't get behind him to punch him through the chest, and then fire a Kamehameha to obliterate him. He takes the Dragon Radar from Tambourine's corpse, and then heads for the next power level, King Piccolo. At this point, everyone back at the tournament is worried about Goku, especially Bulma. They devise a plan. Bulma uses a capsule to reveal she's got a plane, which Roshi, Yamcha, and Krillin enter into. They fly towards the location of destruction, which can be seen on the news right now. King Piccolo is threatening the world, demanding for the Dragon Balls, and proclaiming that he's the king of this world. Except Goku isn't having any of that. He gets to King Piccolo's spot, running into his children as well. Piccolo sends his children towards Goku, who kills them without even giving any attention to them. Drum and Cymbal lie at the demon's feet. He gets up from his throne and demands to know who this child thinks he is. Piccolo then sees the Dragon Ball and Radar in his hand. Goku sees this, asking, "Want this? Come get it." Piccolo charges towards Goku, who gets above him and puts his feet down on the king, slamming him into the ground. Goku's playing around and slowly beating Piccolo up, punch after punch, making Piccolo feel the pain and bleed with every blow he lands. He kicks Piccolo through his castle and past the woods. He gets under Piccolo and elbows him up into the sky before charging there himself. A great ape-like aura surrounds Goku and his punch tears through Piccolo. With his dying breath, the Demon King curses Goku and throws out an egg far enough to hatch peacefully, and to avenge him. Goku sheds a tear, having avenged Chi-Chi himself. Kami doesn't go to get him, at least not yet, realizing that Goku has immense power, and if he gets the wrong impression of who Kami is, then it's definitely going to be lights out for him. He waits until Goku can revive his sister and have time to decompress. Remember, Shenron never died in the story, and if he did, I would have mentioned it. After Shenron is summoned, Chi-Chi is revived, and Goku and her get to reunite. Kami would make himself known to the Z-Fighters, explaining who he is and what is going to happen with Piccolo's child. Goku of course would do what he did normally, agreeing to train for the next 3 years. Kami would basically provide the same training and the time chamber training that Goku would last a little longer in because of his higher power level, which makes him more durable. I would say his power level doubles because of that extra time. In the original, he only got around a 1.4 times increase, so this makes sense to me. During the tournament, basically everything would go the same up until the final fight, in which Goku and Piccolo would start up. Now, Piccolo would surely be stronger considering he would know Goku's power level is higher. He would have had to adjust his training to match that stature, which he did, but maybe he's not expecting Goku to be at the level that he actually is. The two start their fight, holding back, and both are basically just testing each other, getting used to the fighting styles before turning it up themselves. Once that starts, the real fight starts. This fight was probably one of my favorites in all of Dragon Ball, just the bloodiness and brutality of it all. Neither side holds back, and that's what ends up happening here. Goku and Piccolo are going blow for blow and use everything that they could possibly have in their arsenals. Piccolo uses his giant form, with Goku counters using a foot Kamehameha to his face, making him fall. Piccolo gets up and uses his cloning to attack Goku from multiple sides. Goku counters using a solar flare, followed by knocking out every clone that's there. As Piccolo could see again, Goku was right in front of him with a super Kamehameha, which rocks the king. He tries to counter, but he ends up on the ground not being able to move. Goku gets excited early, but all of a sudden a beam comes running through his chest, and he gets struck down to the ground, much like normal. Piccolo fires a final blast to kill Goku, but again, like normal, Goku would end up avoiding it somehow and lands his headbutt attack to Piccolo, knocking him down and out for good. This played out mostly like normal, except they would both be stronger, and that would just mean it's a better fight. Goku is still stronger though. Over the next 5 years, Goku and Piccolo would continue their endless training, which would eventually lead to the reunion between Goku and his friend, where he reveals he has a son. The only difference being, Gohan is Goku and Bulma's son, not Chi-Chi's, because that would be weird here. Chi-Chi's at the reunion this time, and so is Bulma, but Gohan would basically be the same as his original self. Sure, with Bulma being his mom, he might actually be even smarter than he was, but Bulma's not pressing on the studying. I don't think the S-Cells would act up as much as it did up until Goten, but it could definitely depend. For now, I think Gohan would only be slightly affected, but it won't show until he actually starts training. That's when it will start playing a part in his training and his power level. Raditz would show up much like normal, which causes Piccolo and Goku to team up, except Chi-Chi is there as well and goes along with them. Now here's the part where things get interesting. Goku and Piccolo are a lot stronger, probably being around 800 for Piccolo and 900 for Goku. Chi-Chi is also powerful, but I would put her at 450-ish, because she isn't as tough as training as the other two are. And that's more powerful than both Goku and Piccolo were in the original Saiyan saga, so it's crazy right now. This probably isn't going to go so well for Raditz. The fight is more towards the favor of the good guys. Chi-Chi provides the key attacks and the backup, while Goku and Piccolo's attacks do a lot more damage, and they're also able to tank a lot more. When the time for the special beam cannon comes, Goku is still as naive as ever, but the blow to him doesn't have the same effect. Chi-Chi also manages to get Raditz with a surprise hit with all her force. Gohan still gets angered and pierces Raditz, doing even more damage than normal. Goku has the strength to get up, and he rocks Raditz further with an elbow to the chin. Chi-Chi follows by taking him down, and the two are able to hold down Raditz before Goku grabs his tail again, incapacitating him. This time there is no way out. No talking Goku out of it either, and Piccolo fires his Masenko Sappo, killing the Saiyan. Clearly, the big difference is that Goku does not die. Piccolo doesn't end up taking Gohan because Goku's there, and the Z-Fighters get there with senzu beans for all three of them. They then discover that there's two more Saiyans, and they are coming for them, and they are way stronger than Raditz, which is going to end up being a problem, so the group get to training. Bulma is definitely a lot more laid back than Chi-Chi was in the original, so she just lets Gohan do all the training possible. I mean, she realizes that it's for a good reason, and it's for a good cause, and also studying won't really help if the world is going to end anyway. Goku, Piccolo, Chi-Chi, and Gohan do their training while Kami trains the other humans. Since Gohan is jumping right into the training, he would definitely be at least twice as strong as in the original, because he would get the entire 12 months, or 11 months if you want to count the Saiyans coming early, and, you know, he's not in the wild for 6 months with Piccolo's weird way of teaching him how to become powerful. And I would also like to say he might have been even stronger before his training, because Bulma wouldn't care if he trained or not, like I mentioned. Goku might have taken advantage of that and actually trained his son. Piccolo would also be a lot stronger, considering he's getting more benefits for training and also has good training partners that are powerful, not just Gohan. Chi-Chi would of course also be around that range. I think she would probably make a lot of progress, as well as considering she has great potential for becoming a strong fighter. We didn't actually get to see her training for the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament, but we definitely saw her potential and dedication to train when she wants to. This Chi-Chi is just a lot more fightery as well, so she would definitely have the motivation she needs or wants. It's hard to say for Goku because of course his gravity training played a huge part in his growth. He also had the Kaioken, but when we consider that, he did also miss 5 months just traveling along the Snake Way. Since he's getting the entire year, I think his base power might reach up to 10,000. But without any Kaioken, it is still a huge difference that will have to be filled in other ways, like technique, strategy, and teamwork. The group gather, having an extra fighter this time as well in Chi-Chi. Vegeta and Nappa arrive and still blow up a city, just because why the hell not? They go towards the much higher power levels on Earth, and I mean it would take them some time to get there, so the anticipation is kinda annoying. But Goku would be there from the very beginning, so Vegeta's definitely more satisfied when he does get there. When the Cybermen are released, Gohan doesn't hesitate to strike because he's had his father and Aunt Chi-Chi to actually teach him how to fight in a normal way, unlike Piccolo's tough love method. But Piccolo was a huge help as a mentor, because he isn't like family like the other two. They would still end up becoming really close though. Regardless of that, the Cybermen are a walk in the park. The Z-Fighters take on Nappa while Goku and Piccolo start and round up against Vegeta. As they all get prepared for the biggest fight they've ever had, that's where we're leaving things off for right now. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. I know not a lot changed this time around, but things will start to pick up in the next part. Shout out to Arsh for becoming a member of the channel. If you guys want to become one, member stuff is 50% off, links in the description. But with that, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.